So in this video, we're going to be talking about what makes a brand unforgettable. Okay. Now, I've seen a lot of brands that have this conception that once a customer interacts with you, that they are going to remember you with your logo. Okay. Now, what you have to know is that no matter how beautiful or how fancy your logo is, okay, once a customer interacts with you for the very first time, the possibility of them remembering you with that logo is very new. Okay, the reason is because you're not the only person offering that service. There are a lot of people that are offering that service. Okay, there are a lot of people that are offering that service. Even with your name, the customer may not even remember you again when they interact with you for the very first time, because you're not the only brand that is offering that service. Okay, fancy logos, fancy names do not make a brand memorable. The only thing that can retain a customer when they interact with you for the first time, the only thing that can create a lasting impression in your customer's minds, okay, is the experience you created with that customer. Is the way you made that customer to feel the time they interacted with you. Do you understand me? The experience you created with them is what's going to make them to remember you. It's what's going to make you to occupy a special place in their mind. Do you understand me? The experience you created with them, the experience you shared with them, the way you made them feel. Do you understand? When a customer interacts with you for the first time, if you create a very memorable experience with them, that customer will always remember. That customer may forget your logo, but it will never forget that experience you created with them. Do you understand? So in this video, I'm going to talk about the things that makes a brand unforgettable. Okay, my name is Victor Abba. I'm a branding and marketing expert, and also the project manager here at Gobuildly. Over the last 7 years, I've helped startups launch, grow, and make money. Now, one of the things that can make a brand unforgettable is when the brand have a clear point of view. Now, your point of view, the point of view of a brand is what the brand strongly believe in, even when every other person disagrees with it. Okay, you as a brand in your sector, what is that thing that you strongly believe in? Do you understand? What is that thing that you strongly believe in, and you can defend it no matter what, even when other people are not agreeing with you? Let's take, for example, you are in the business sector, you are in the digital marketing sector. Do you understand? Now, your point of view may be that businesses do not have a marketing problem. Okay, what they have is a perception problem. Do you understand? Businesses do not have a marketing problem. What they have is a perception problem. What do you mean by that is that the reason their ads are not failing is not because of algorithms, or the reason why their content is failing is not because of reach, or the reason why they are not selling is not because of price. Okay, that the reason all these things are failing is because customers do not trust them. Customers do not feel anything for them. Customers do not feel safe enough to buy from them. Customers do not trust them. Customers do not have any clarity about their offer. Do you understand me? You are emphasizing that sales or marketing is not based on decoration. It's not based on tactics. Do you understand? It's based on decision psychology. That is your own perception. That's your own point of view. Okay? That's your own point of view. So, this point of view now, if you consistently talk about it, consistently stick to it, people will start to associate you with that particular thing, and they will start to trust you. When you keep on talking about that thing, adding value to that particular POV, that particular point of view, creating values, creating additional content on that point of view, people will start to associate you with that particular concept. Do you understand me? They'll start to associate you. They say, okay, this brand is known to talk about this. This is their point of view on this. This is what they are known for. This is what they believe in. Do you understand? Once you consistently talk about that point of view, it will position you as a trusted advisor on that particular view. Do you understand? So you need to have a very clear point of view. Okay, a clear point of view pushing it helps your audience to attach you to a particular thing. It helps your audience to to know what you believe in, what you stand for. Okay? It will help them to know what you stand for, what you believe in. Do you understand? Once they keep on seeing that thing that you keep on showing off for, believing in, talking about, do you understand? The thing that you strongly believe in, they'll start trusting you. They'll start expecting such things from you. Okay? Now, another thing that makes a man unforgettable is when you establish an emotional connection with them. Okay? What type of emotional connection can you establish with them? You may establish a connection of inspiration. You may establish a connection of establish a connection of confidence. Okay? You may establish a connection of hope. Okay? You may establish a connection of how will I put it? Of friendliness. Okay? That's emotion. That's once you establish an emotional connection with them, they will feel more compelled to trust you. Do you understand? They will feel compelled to trust you. Okay? You can establish this connection with them by the way you talk to them. Okay? The personality that you show up with. Do you have a calm personality? Do you have an inspirational personality? Do you have a bold personality? Do you have a confident personality? The way you show up, the way you talk, your brand voice. These are the things that create that emotional connection. The stories that you share with them. Do you understand me? Stories is very, very important. Okay? Stories is very, very important. The stories you share with them. These are things that create that emotional connection. Okay? That will make them to feel safe around you. Okay? That will make them to feel safe around you. So you need to create an emotional connection with them. Okay? You need to create an emotional connection with what do you always talk to them about. Do you understand? What do you always talk to them about? What value do you always give to them? How do you motivate them? Do you understand? How do you calm them down? How do you speak to them? How do you reassure them? These are things that create an emotional connection that will make them to trust you, that will make them to connect with you. Okay? So, emotional connection is very, very important. Once people are emotionally connected to you, they will never forget you. Okay? They will never forget you. Now, another thing that makes a brand unforgettable is a recognizable brand voice. Your brand voice is the way your brand voice is the way you communicate. Is the way you communicate your offer. It's the way you communicate your value. Do you understand? That's your brand. It's not about what you say, but the way you say it. Okay? The way you say it. That's your brand voice. Do you understand? A lot of things makes up your brand voice. Your personality, your tone. These are the two things that makes up your brand voice. The way you show up. Okay? The way you show up. What personality do you show up with? Do you show up with a calm personality? Do you show up with a bold personality? Because the personality that you show up with will determine the tone that you use. Do you understand me? If you show up with a calm personality, you use a calm tone. If you show up with a bold personality, you use a bold tone. The combination of these things is what makes up your brand voice. Do you understand? Okay? It's what makes up your brand voice. And you need to, when you want to set a particular brand voice, you need to be consistent in that brand voice across all platforms. Okay, because an inconsistent brand voice will make your customers confused. They will not be able to associate you with a particular voice. Okay, they will not be able to associate you with a particular voice. Do you understand? You will not be able to associate you with a particular voice. So you need to have a specific brand voice that your customers or your audience can easily remember you for. Even if you are not wearing your logo, but with that voice, with that personality, with that tone, they will be able to say, okay, this is this brand, this is this particular brand. Even if you are not the one that is, that is showing up. Okay? Even if it's a member of your team that is showing up, even if it's a member of your team that is showing up, they will be able to recognize that this is your brand. Do you understand? Because that's why systemizing your brand personality is very, very important. What do you mean by systemizing your brand personality? Your brand personality has to be replicated across the members of your team. Do you understand me? Your brand personality has to be replicated. Your brand voice, your brand tone, it has to be replicated. They have to communicate in the same way, with that same voice, with that same personality, with that same tone. Do you understand? So even if you're not the one showing up, even if a member of the team that is showing up, they will be able to recognize your brand because because they know you for this particular brand voice. Do you understand? So you need to have a recognizable brand voice, a brand voice that you have, that a brand voice that you consistently use. Do you understand? A brand voice that you consistently use.